What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video. So today we're going to be reviewing and going over sample images of the Canon RF 85 1.2. As always, before we begin, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications so you guys are notified when I bring out new videos. So when looking at this lens, I think there are two things you should consider: the size and the price. For the size, this thing is massive. Compared to my EF 85 1.4, this thing is almost double the size, if not a little bit bigger. When I attach this lens to the Canon R camera, it makes it very top heavy. Although it is very large, I really don't find it too heavy to handle when I'm shooting with my R. So now let's talk about the other elephant in the room, and that is the price. This thing is not cheap at all. You're looking at about $2,600 to get this lens. But for that price, you are getting an f1.2 85mm new Canon RF lens mount. And with the Canon RF lens mount, you're getting faster autofocus and faster communication between the body and the lens. So when I shoot weddings with this lens, it is absolutely a must. It is fast and the autofocus is even faster. So although that price is pretty scary, I think it was definitely worth it. So a few other things to consider is that this is a prime lens, so it's 85mm, so you're stuck at 85mm. This mount is only good for the Canon mirrorless system, so the R6, the R5, and the R. I have to say, one of the coolest features on this lens is the control ring right here in front. I personally use this control ring to control my ISO. So when I use this lens for this wedding right here, it was super quick and autofocus was a breeze picking up eye focus with the Canon R. When we go through the sample images, I have a few different examples of when they're moving and when they're far away where eye focus was still able to get them with this lens. Comparing this to my Canon EF 85 1.4, this thing was incredible. I found that the colors, the contrast, and overall the picture quality was a lot better. If you're getting into prime lenses like myself for weddings, I say this is definitely a must. So let's hop on my computer right here. We'll go over a few raw images that I shot with this lens and we'll talk them over. So here are a few different raw images that I took for a recent wedding here. Like I mentioned before, I had a few walking and then darker location and then really far away. So let's start with the first one here. And here's all the metadata on the right hand side if you care for that. So 85mm f1.2 2000ths of a second and EOS R. All of these photos were using the face tracking feature on the EOS R, and with the 85mm it did not miss a beat. So we'll go on the develop tab right here and we're gonna zoom in on these one to one. And there you go. Like I mentioned before, this is f1.2 and it is absolutely incredible. The sharpness is out of this world. The bokeh in the background is beautiful, and as I can see, there is no chromatic aberration happening at all. Again, these are the raw images, so there's no editing whatsoever on these. So this is straight out of camera. And even this is absolutely beautiful. So we'll go to the next one here. This one has a little bit more sunlight on her face and they are walking. And again, like I mentioned, I was using face tracking autofocus right here on them. And as you can see, once again, it picked her up right away. He's a little bit out of focus since he is not in the same plane as her. But that is okay. So a little sun on her face, but again, the chromatic aberration is absolutely non-existent. And if we go down here, you can see that I didn't even turn it on or have any settings applied to that. So the chromatic aberration with the sun is just, again, handled very well with the Canon RF. So on to our next shot right here. We are a little bit farther away, got a nice different background, a little bit darker, but once again, as we zoom in, tack sharp, absolutely gorgeous. Background is intact, the foreground's intact, just a little bit of editing and this will be a keeper. And onto one of my favorite shots I took of them under these beautiful trees. And again, face tracking, it picked them up right away, and both of them are very sharp in focus and no worries. As you can see in the metadata, I'm still using f1.2 and they are both in focus. And onto my last photo right here. If you look, this is just beautiful bokeh happening in the background. And if we zoom in, once again, both of them are extremely tack sharp and both are in focus since they are in the same plane. And everything about this image is beautiful, and the Canon RF 85 1.2 is just absolutely insane. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below with any questions, and I'll see you guys in my next video.